In this video guide, I'm going to talk about the learning experiences page of the journey log, also known as the character outcome portfolio. And this is basically a summary page and a working page for all the different aspects of your learning experience. Each character outcome will have different amounts of learning experiences, and within each learning experiences there are different assignments for you to complete. Again, these learning experiences and the assignments within them are to help you grow and mature and arrive at competency in a particular character outcome. So, for our example, we're going to continue using the Maturing Disciple Maker, Christian Spirituality. And just like before, we have in the corner this little video guide, and if you click on, there will be a link there that'll give you this video, which gives you an overview of this particular learning experiences page. Just as before, we have the character outcome, which is hyperlinked to the development path if you need to go there. The student name here is hyperlinked to the Google folder for the program, and you can see the mentor team again. Once again, it's the same link that'll take you directly to the student work within PathRight. And so here you can see there's a few different learning experiences and a lot of different assignments that are attached to the learning experiences. Okay, so here you can see the learning experience names, and there's actually the same names as you saw that in the part, for instance, Life Map and Identity in Christ. This is the same as here. Okay, and again, you can see it's hyperlinked because if I click on this, it's going to take me directly to the learning experience within PathRight. So it's easy for me to get there and start working through it. Okay, and you can see there the first part's an introduction and then talks about the life map. Okay, so within this learning experience, you can see there are 3 different assignments. There's the life map, the Identity in Christ assignment, and the Personal Growth Smart Plan. And you can see here, there's just a brief summary of what that assignment's all about. Obviously, for you to get more details, you'll want to go directly into PathRight and into the learning experience. And so you're going to be working through these within PathRight, and once you're done completing, for instance, the life map, right? And you'll see that this is also hyperlinked. So each of these most of them are hyperlinked. Okay. And so if I click on that, you can see that it's going to take me to the page within PathRight which tells me a little bit about the life map project, but I may have to go back a few steps to get more details. But this link is primarily to take me to the place where I'm going to upload it into PathRight. Okay, so here I'm going to upload my file of my life map here. Okay, within PathRight. And so that link takes me directly to there. Okay. So this page is really helpful, again, for both the student and the mentor, because once the student completes a particular assignment, what they're going to do is go here, okay, and they're going to want to click submit it. That way, as the mentors or the mentor team goes in to look at this particular page, they have a great idea of the progress that the student is making with the learning experiences. Okay, and so in addition to marking submitted, I'm going to want to, just like I uploaded my assignment into PathRight, I'm going to upload my assignment into my Google folder, and you remember your Google folder is right here, and then I'm going to make a link and put it right here. Now it seems a little bit redundant, but trust me, it is super helpful for both the student to have an overview of where they're at, the different learning experiences, but it is especially helpful for the mentors, so they can see at a glance all the work that is done, all the work that still needs to be done, and they can immediately access all the work right here. Instead of going through all the different pages within PathRight, they'll have all the different links here, and they'll see where you're at in the process. Okay, so as the student completes a particular assignment, they may want to make a comment about the assignment, or they might want to just do a short reflection and say, hey, I really enjoyed this life map. It really revealed some important aspects of my life that I hadn't considered before, and ways that I need to change. So that might be a simple reflection. Okay, and then the mentor, after they review the work, so they've clicked on your link, looked it over, they may say, "Hey, this was really good. I'm glad you found it helpful," or they may say that, "Hey, this is a great start, but I see you're really lacking in this area." So they're going to maybe make their comments there, and they may change this to revise. Okay, which means that you submitted it, the mentors have looked at it and say, "Hey, there's some things that you need to change or to improve to make it acceptable." Uh, okay, and so the mentors can make comments about the project or encouragement or whatever they would like to there. Okay. One other thing that I wanted to explain here is that, as I mentioned earlier in the Divine Mastery part, one of the unique aspects of the Kairos program is to take into consideration previous learning that you've done. So if you've already done a life map, obviously you'll need to converse this with your mentor team, but they might say, "Yeah, you've already done one," and you can see that maybe you have a file that already has that, and you showed that to them and say, "You know what? You don't need to do the life map assignment part of this learning experience," and so they might say it's exempt. Okay. So, or another case, say maybe Identity of Christ, you might have done some things like that before, but not to the extent that the mentor team thinks you really have gained proficiency or competency in it. So they might say, "Hey, you're partially exempt," and they may note here, "Don't do this, this, and this part of the assignment, but we do want you to do this part." So that means partially exempt. Okay, so that means you'd still need to submit something here in the link for the parts that you weren't exempt from. If you're exempt from everything, then obviously you would not need to put a link to your work there because you're exempt. And you can see as you do, there's different places where there might be other links, like here's the SMART plan to again give you some idea of SMART plan. There's a guide that specifically goes with the spiritual journey and this testimony part, proposed definition of discipleship. And so all these different hyperlinks take you to different parts of the learning experiences. Again, these are just summaries, and to get the full understanding of the different assignments for the learning experiences, you'll want to go directly into PathRight. One final thing, you'll notice that there are occasionally parts that are not hyperlinked. Like this one says spiritual disciplines. And this is not a specific assignment within this learning experience of reflections on your spiritual journey. Although it's important, the leadership team has determined that this is something important that should be considered as we're thinking about competency in this area of maturing disciple maker or Christian spirituality. You can see in this case, select and experiment with one or two spiritual disciplines that are new to you, right? You're going to experiment with them, and then you're going to just write a short summary of what you learned or how that process went and experiences with them. Okay, even though this isn't specifically in PathRight, it's still something that's important. Okay, so for the different character outcomes, there's going to be a different amount of learning experiences, a different number of assignments. Some are more, some are less. Some of the assignments are fairly quick to do, others will take you a while to do. But the important thing to do is, as you work through these, that you continue to fill this out, because this will be a huge help as looking at as a summary for you as a student, but even more so for your mentor team, as it's easy for them to quickly see where you're at, what needs to be done, what you're still working on, and how they can best support you in moving towards competency in a particular character outcome. So that's a brief summary of the learning experience page.